felt fine. My other half had COVID, so I one evening was in bed and literally went like that with my arm, and this lump was there as I was going to bed, which I was quite shocked at. So I thought, oh, hopefully I've got COVID, because that's, the first thing you look at, lump underarm, your body's fighting an infection. So went and got it checked out, went to the doctors the next day. They did a breast examination and said, probably COVID related, go and have a scan. So went for, luckily got in and had a scan on the 15th of December, down in Singleton Hospital. They looked at it. He said, oh, looks like it's probably COVID. Do you feel any tireder than what you usually are? I was like, no, I feel okay. We'll leave it 4 to 6 weeks and we'll, check it then. If it's gone, then obviously cancel the appointment. Obviously it didn't go. It got a little bit bigger. So I tried ringing to get more appointment quicker. Couldn't get an appointment till the 2nd of February, where I went back and he was a bit taken aback, going, oh, right, I think we need to change that. We need to do a biopsy on that straight away. So I was there on my own, wasn't expecting that. So obviously was quite traumatized, because I've not really had much surgery or anything done. So literally had the local anesthetic. They took about 4 or 5 biopsies of it. So that was on the 2nd of Feb. And then on the 7th of Feb, I got called by my doctor to tell me I had cancer. And actually my world fell apart, as you can imagine, absolutely in pieces. And that's when it's all sort of, from my shocked thing, thinking that if you've got cancer, you're seen very quickly. It's not the case, sadly. And I am not only trying to get my head around that I have cancer and I could die at any moment, I'm now trying to spend my days fighting to get seen and get treatment, which is absolutely, nobody going through this should have to, be fighting to get the basic, things to be seen. I have to say, I got in with the breast care team at Singleton. They have been amazing. I've had CT scans and MRIs done, and was going to be having a mastectomy and all my lymph nodes removed from here on the 30th of March. But what happened was, then in one of the MRI scans, they saw, thankfully, well, not thankfully, but yeah, that the cancer, it looked like my lymph node in my neck was inflamed. So I had a biopsy done on that on the 1st of April, and that came back that the cancer has spread. So I was told by the breast surgeon, we can't do the mastectomy and the lymph node removal on the 30th of March now, because it needs chemotherapy. So I thought, oh, okay, right, great, let's get on with it. This is my, I'm a very positive person, and I've always been, and want things done. So I thought, right, okay, let's get on with it then. When's this happening? It's a different team. So we're going to send that over. We're going to say how important it is. You've had this since the end of November, needs to be seen very quickly. And literally I had a letter saying I can't be seen till the 17th of May for a first appointment with oncology, which is just, my mind is blown. So, I had to go, when I got told back in February I had cancer, I was told there was going to be a 2 or 3 week wait before I could see anybody. So I paid privately, family helped me to pay privately to go and see, to have a mammogram. And I got to the point now where I'm having to try to go and pay private for chemotherapy again. All my friends have been so supportive and wonderful. And last week said, set a GoFundMe up. We need to help you get this sorted. And amazingly, I've raised, £4,500 already, which has blown me away. But looking into cost, it could be up to, £80,000 to have chemotherapy. So, I just don't, my head is blown, to be honest, because, people going through this with cancer, it's already spread. This is what I'm trying to argue with them, going, it's gone from my breast to my lymph nodes in my armpit, and now it's in my neck. It's spreading. I don't feel great, but I feel as if I can fight this at the minute. I'm just scared that as time's running out, my chances of fighting it and getting through chemo are limiting daily, hour by hour, really. And I just can't believe I'm in this situation, to be honest, that I'm fighting to get basic, things to keep me alive. It's just blown my mind, really.
How traumatic has this been for your family? I know your children are very worried.
Absolutely horrific. I am a very, very strong person, and I'm trying to get through each day by being that and keeping myself busy by doing these things and fighting. But, it's blown my family away. My mum's in pieces. I mean, we lost my auntie back in January very suddenly. My dog had to be put down 2 weeks ago. It's been 22 has been the most horrific thing. And, you know, seeing my mother in pieces because she can't do anything to help her daughter, and my poor children who are just like in pieces, you know, my son's 27, and, you know, it's very hard for him to see his mother going through this and having to deal with, you know, trying to fight for appointments and things when all they want to do is keep their mum alive. It's just horrible. You know, my other half, he's, bless him, he feels like he's lost. He's like, I just don't know what I can do. There's just nothing I can do to help, because this is ridiculous, you know, unless we could suddenly manifest the £100,000. But even then, I mean, I've just been looking, and the nearest place I could probably get chemotherapy is going to be in Newport. Well, the logistics of that, living in Swansea, of having to, you know, you've got to have bloods done, you've got to have COVID tests done, you've got to go back and forth. If there's something wrong, I want to be in with the team where it's closest to me, where they're all working together. Because if I need to have, which I'm still going to need to have that mastectomy, I don't know how that's going to affect it if I go and have chemotherapy elsewhere. It's just like, these things I shouldn't have to be thinking about when I'm ill. You just think you're gonna be looked after. And, you know, I can't knock the NHS staff. They've been wonderful, and they're breaking their hearts. And for them having to see this on a daily basis and have to tell people